Financial wellness. Reach out to them for advice at 855-DON-GINO. And now back to your hosts, Don Getling and Gino Franti.
Some of the things you need to know and really think of in regard to your financial portfolio, because a lot of you are panicking and nervous and making some very emotional decisions.
Yeah, so I think what's important to say is that today we're going to break down what you should consider if you're an investor in the real estate, in the financial markets today. If you have a stock portfolio, if you have a 401k, if you have an IRA, I mean, those are all things that are impacted by what's going on right now. And I think it's important to take a look at it and take a look at it with a calm, cool head. And we'll go over that today with Chris and see what should we be concerned about? What shouldn't we be concerned about? Should we panic? And what should we do?
Well, I love that. I know Chris is going to go into a lot of the factors that a lot of you and us, we learn here every time Chris comes on the show, all the factors that you may not understand or take into account when thinking about what the media says. The media spins things so well. They make things so exciting. They sensationalize everything, or they tell you buy this, sell this, but they may have other strategies that have no bearing on your portfolio or your goals.
Yeah, and ultimately they're brushing everything with a very wide stroke, right? So if they're right for I'm going to relate this to pharmaceuticals because I have no other way to do this. I don't know if most people know this or not, but when a drug is approved for pharmaceutical use by the FDA, that means it works in 20% of the patients it was given to. 20%. That means that 80% of the patients that it's given to, it does absolutely nothing for. So I would say the same about the media's advice. It's probably only good for 20% of the people that are receiving it, and 80% are not. But at least that 80% is entertained, and that's what they care about.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good analogy, Gino. Not bad. You're an analogy boy. You like
they're
those.
Getting better, huh?
Yeah, that was a good one, though. But Chris is gonna, basically go in depth into certain things that you got to watch out for, because we do on a regular basis. And Chris helps both of us out with our portfolios now, and it's engaging. It's fun. I mean, we sit down with Chris on a regular basis, and we know why things are happening the way they're happening, and we're involved. And unlike a 401k or an IRA, it kind of sits there. You're not engaged, and Chris engages us, but he's going to engage you today on some of the things you should watch out for or understand better, because the media will spin or lead you a certain way. And remember, the media is a marketing company in most cases.
Yeah, so I don't want to be a marketing company, but I do want to tell you about the National Real Estate Cafe, because it's where Don and I take the time every single day to tell you what's going on in these markets so that you have our opinion. I would say pretty much unbiased. We do the best we can.
We are part of the media.
We are. We've always been. We've been a part of the media now for 5 years, but the whole idea is that we want to be different.
We're unbiased. I know that, like you said.
Yeah, we want to educate. And you know what? If real estate's bad, I'll tell you, real estate's bad. Sell.
Yeah.
Right? At the end of the day, that's going to happen one day where I'm going to say, hey, it's not so good anymore. Right now, I'm telling you every day it's good because it's good.
It is good. And we watch charts that basically let us see into the future. Could be 1 to 2 years out, especially if you look at, new home sales and builder permits and so on. We have so much range of charts and information, and professionals give us the information that helps us guide you down the right path.
Yeah, and they're not always the charts. Some of them will be mainstream charts. Some of them will be mainstream information. We have to talk about GDP when it comes out. We have to talk about jobs numbers when they come out. But we'll talk about different things too. I mean, Don and I have been tracking at some inflation numbers, Is it something to be concerned about today? No, but there's some interesting things happening, and we're going to be early knowing if there's a trend or not. So we're warning you that we're looking for a trend in inflation. We don't have one yet, but we're looking for one.
Well, it could even be not what's happening here locally in the U.S. We're a global economy now, and what's nice is, Gino, I pay attention to what's going on in China, for example, or there's been Greece for a while was affecting us, Italy, Portugal. You go down the list.
I'm still waiting for one of those shoes to drop again any day now.
Yeah.
I mean, Greece is still a precarious situation. Italy, we're Italian. Anything can happen.
Gino throws it out there. So you can get these short 2 to 4 minute videos updating you on what's really happening in today's markets, whether it's real estate, interest rates, stock market, so much. And you can get those by texting NREC. That's NREC to the number 58885. That's 5 3 8 and a 5. And then boom, they just land your phone. No sales, nobody selling it. You're just going to get a little clip from us every day that gives you an idea of what's going on. Or you can find out more by going to nricafe.com.
Gosh, we never even give our phone number out on that show. I mean, we just don't. That's not really the idea. The idea is to educate you. The idea is to make you think about things that you maybe haven't thought about, right? So, like I was talking about at a meeting that I went the other day, it allowed me to look at a new consumer demographic that's being ignored by business owners. And so we went to a large business meeting, and there was about 30, 40 business owners there. And what I did is I challenged them to look at millennials as an opportunity for their businesses because they're a neglected demographic. Boomers tend to work with boomers. And so I challenge boomers to work with millennials.
I like that challenge. Well, we know for a fact right now the real estate market's booming. And a lot of it has to do with millennials. A good portion of our new home buyers are millennials finally leaving the home, finally feeling confident, finally getting jobs, and now they're moving away from the nest and getting their own properties, as they should. It is one of the best investments over time that you can leverage your money for.
Yeah, and one of the interesting things is that they're willing to take on smaller square footage first and bigger square footage later. They're not looking for mansions right now. They're looking for small places to get started.
All right, so make sure you join us today. You can do that easily by going to donandgino.com, donandgino.com. Click on the live stream button. Voila, we have 3 high-definition cameras here at the Vault Media Studio. And make sure you check out our incredible group that Chris Ingram, who's coming up next, Chris Ingram with Ingram Financial Solutions. We have a group called America's Professional Resource Group, the very best resources of professionals you can find anywhere. And these are the guns of Santa Clarita. So check them out at aprgi.com. And don't go away. We'll be right back.